Today we got Deanna Fusillo, Women Entrepreneurs Group, on the DOYO Live Marketing Show. Hey everybody, Dennis Sherron coming to you live from Gordy's Sandveech shop in the Boardman-ish area. Like, I always feel like the spot we're in is kind of like Boardman and Canfield, but we're coming to you live from Gordy's. If you don't know it, you got to get over here. I know it's kind of like at the tail end of lunch today. Becky, thanks for dropping by. Got a lot to talk about with Deanna Fusillo. Deanna, thank you for being on the DOYO Live Marketing Show today.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. So, you look fantastic today.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like I'm dragging butt from an amazing guest bartending night that we had over at Birdfish Brewery in Columbiana last night.
That was so much fun. I absolutely loved it.
I got home safe. Everybody got home safe, but I'm a little tired today.
Are you?
Yeah, you know, I don't bounce back as quick as I used to when I was a young man, so a couple pints sets me back a couple days.
I get it. I absolutely get it. But no, that was such a great event. I think everybody had a really good time.
I think everybody had a good time. So we went to Birdfish. A lot of our speakers, sponsors, and just contributors to DOYO Live were at Birdfish last night to guest bartend, and then we were raising money for the Rich Center for Autism. All tips went to the Rich Center, so we did a little over $1,500 in tips. So thanks to everybody that showed up last night, your contributions, your support. Thank you for guest bartending. And you asked me a question a second ago about how we got connected with
I did. I mean, Birdfish Brewery is a little off the beaten path to where we're used to going. It's in Columbiana, and there's so much happening there. But I was curious, like, how did you connect with them to do this event? Because it was a perfect spot for it.
I'm a total creature of convenience and habit. So for me to go 5 miles out of my way, it's got to be good.
Yeah, it was definitely good.
Second of all, I'm a huge beer fan, and I've been following them on social media for about a year now.
Okay.
And so just exchanging those messages, I finally got myself together on a Saturday. I cruised out there. I hung out with them for a few hours on a Saturday, just talking, and had so much fun with them. Like, the minute I walked in, I knew immediately I wanted to do something there. And they were so receptive and easy to work with that I felt like we can drive some business their way by doing something, combine the DOYO event, and then obviously do some give back to the Rich Center. So hey Ralph, thanks for dropping by.
Hey Ralph.
You and Becky, thanks for coming last night. Ralph Fajak, stay sassy. Ralph Fajak was the winner of he purchased a custom made growler, which we're so appreciative. Him and David Molintero from Molintero Insurance both ended up getting a growler of Birdfish Brew.
Yeah, good stuff.
So that's good stuff. So what we want to do today, we got Deanna Fusillo, and we want to talk about being a women entrepreneur. And a lot of the things that, we've crossed paths. Last year, Deanna spoke at DOYO Live. I think you did a Facebook workout session.
I did. Well, I talked about telling your story on social media.
Telling your story on social media.
And this year I'm going to be talking about women entrepreneurship.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So as we get into that context, tell everybody a little bit about your business, Sassy Girl Media, and how that all got started and came to fruition.
Oh, wow. So Sassy Girl Media, I do digital marketing, mainly social media marketing and website design. And honestly, that came into fruition because I was a startup 7 years ago. I started a bakery out of my house called Sweetie Bites. I had very little budget, if any. I think saying very little was being generous. I had no budget, but I had to support my kids. I'm a single mom, so I had to figure it out on my own. So I learned about building a website. I learned about how to market that website through social media. Through hitting the streets. Gordy's, ironically, we're here at Gordy's, and this was the first place that I sold my product. But I had to teach everything how to do it. What ended up happening, thanks,
Hey,
Christy,
thanks for dropping by. We missed the cake pop.
I know, I hear that all the time. I hear that all the time.
We come out of retirement, like we
I've
just
heard
bring
that.
it back.
I know,
like the
I don't
reunion
know.
tour.
But what ended up happening, ironically, is that because it was so successful, so many other entrepreneurs, mainly women, reached out to me and said, how do I do this? Will you teach me? Will you show me? So I did it for 7 years. I met with different people, teaching them how to do exactly what I did, and before I knew it, Sassy Girl Media came to be, and
it was born.
It was born, and now just to take that a step further, I can do those same things for clients, but then the startup circle happened.
Yeah, let's talk about the startup circle. If you don't know about this is really awesome stuff. Like, Deanna and I get together, I wish it could be more frequently because I love what you do.
Thank you.
But we try to get together about once every 3 months, it feels like. And when you started telling me about the startup circle, I was just blown away with it. It's like so impressive of how much it's grown, where it's going. So tell them about the startup circle.
So what happened was the startup circle, by working with so many different entrepreneurs, mainly women. I'm not exclusive to just working with women entrepreneurs, but that seems to be who I work with the most. So what ended up happening is I saw that there were so many women who had a great idea and they wanted to start a business. They just didn't know where to start, or they had the product and they were already doing some things to launch it and market it, but they knew they needed more. And maybe there were some obstacles in the way. Either they didn't have the financial budget to hire somebody that was a big marketing company to help take them to the next step. Maybe they didn't know what their resources were. So they kind of fell through the cracks, and these were really strong, great ideas, like amazing women. So I started the startup circle, and basically okay, I believe you. So anyhow,
never mind.
Technical difficulty.
I know nothing about social media marketing technology. Anyway,
it's all good. But anyhow, what it is an online membership where I teach entrepreneurs everything I know. They get 1 hour with me each month to consult about whether teaching them about a certain social media platform, showing them how to maybe manage their WordPress if they've got a WordPress site, or if they're using Wix right now, which Wix is kind of popular with startups. Whatever that is, I'll teach them how to use it. I'll teach them how to grow their business. We may talk about their business goals and how to get them to the next step, and we meet each month and go over that. But you get access to my workshops, my blogs, my podcasts, and everything.
It's a very cool. It's a very, very cool business model. And it's grown to how many people?
There's about 60 people right now that are members, which I was not expecting, to be honest with you. I launched it in January, and I figured this would be slow to start, slow to kind of get it out there and let people know. And honestly, I haven't put as much energy into promoting it as I know I should.
Right.
But it keeps growing. It's growing, and women are loving it, and men too. Sorry guys. Sorry.
I'm here today.
You are here today. That's right.
Humble, and you know, it's always something too, though, to be said about. And I don't want to say, naive in a good way. Like, we did the guest bartending night last night, and you always wonder, like, when you do that, 5 or 6 of us were there early. Like, is anybody going to actually show up for this?
Right. Yeah.
And so it is always very humbling when that happens. But you're being very humble with the fact that you've grown, this from scratch to the amount of people that are engaged with you on a month-to-month basis. It's obviously, gaining traction, which is really, really cool. What are some of the challenges that people that you see kind of consistently, 1 or 2 bullet points that, just kind of unexpected in the landscape of maybe social media marketing when people come to you?
It's, honestly, I mean, there's so many different things. I think when we're talking about social media, some of the biggest obstacles is they just don't know. A lot of times we'll talk about Facebook ads, and Facebook ads and boosting a post are 2 totally, completely different animals. And there's a time to use one over the other. And a lot of times people say, well, I did a Facebook ad, but what they meant was they boosted a post. And they don't understand everything that's actually available and how to work it. So I think it's just not really understanding. And let's face it, social media changes every single day. The rules change, everything changes.
Every day. Like, and I tell people all the time, like, what you're doing today is not going to be working tomorrow.
Absolutely.
I've been preaching this Facebook Live now for about 9 to 10 months. And it's actually getting to the point where it's actually becoming inundated now because broadcast networks are taking to Facebook. And so you're going to be competing for that mind share. And so, it's always evolving, and that's such a good point. Do you get anybody that has maybe a lack of patience to say, I've been doing Facebook for a month or 2 months or 3 months, and I don't think I'm getting anything out of it?
Well, you know what? Sometimes I do, but ironically when they do, they're also not looking at their insights. They're not looking at what's happening behind the scenes. They're just guessing, because maybe a lot of times they miss a call to action. Like I've met with so many different people who they're like, I did a post, and here's my post, and here I boosted it, this is what I spent, and look at this, it reached this many people, but nothing happened. And I'm like, what's your call to action? Like, what do you want them to do? Because I don't know what you want them to do.
Right.
Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to visit? Do you want them to shop? And they're leaving that out. They're just saying, hey, here I am, and people are looking at it, but they're not doing anything because they're not told to do anything.
Such a great point. Like, very simplistic, not simplistic, but fundamentals are, you have to have something in there that's at, what is the ask?
Right.
Deanna Fusillo from Sassy Girl Media, meeting with us today on the DOYO Live Marketing Show, live from Gordy's in Boardman, Ohio. If you've not ever been here, you've got to try this place. You will fall in love. They have about 15, 20 different sandwiches on the wall. They'll do some specialty stuff for you. They have some of the best bread anywhere. They get it from a place in Pittsburgh. Like, they have just high quality local products. So you got to stop by and see it. And we're talking some social media marketing today. So here's one thing I did with Jeff Ryznar.
Oh, no.
Are you an Ursuline grad?
Canfield,
okay.
Here comes Gordy!
Love it. That's perfect. Speaking of.
That's his, right?
So this one, everybody, Gordy on the DOYO Live Marketing Show. Thank you for giving us all.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't know Gordy's, I was just saying, you got to get here. This is what we got.
It is good stuff.
Homemade sandwich.
Yes. Our bread is from Pittsburgh, so house-made specialty, so enjoy.
I've got prosciutto, balsamic. I mean,
you're going to spill it all.
I'm going to go. I want to end the show now so I can eat.
So yeah, so enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Ralph says the Italian stallion. I do the Figaro, Ralph.
Hey, Megan. Megan Augustine, breakout session leader. Thanks for dropping by last night to guest bartend as well. So one thing I did with Jeff Ryznar is, and I'm lucky. I have all these people. I guess I don't have that.
You don't have it on now.
So I have all this access to people that I can, that are my peers, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for. And so when I had Jeff Ryznar on, I put him on the spot. I was like, well, I'm going to get some free consulting out of this, Jeff. So you pay really close attention to what we do at DOYO Live. Yeah. Obviously, you engage with Facebook and Instagram and across all the brand. When you see what we're doing or what I've got going on, and you've given me some feedback in the past, don't be shy. You're not going to hurt my feelings. What are a couple of things that you see us doing that we should be doing better?
Well, I think you guys do a great job. You really are putting me on the spot here. You definitely are. And I think I brought this up to you before of one of my thoughts, and I'm not, it's just an opinion. So be nice to me.
I love it.
No, honestly, you do a really, really good job. You get it out there. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on Twitter, you're responding, you're sharing, you're talking all of us up, and the event, and it's awesome. So there's very, very little. The only thing that I said that I thought was, I think sometimes it's a little confusing when you're talking about the packages, because it's actually a 2-day event. And you run the promo for the 1 day, the August 3rd.
Yeah.
And so when people sometimes go to the checkout to purchase the one that you're promoting, they don't realize that it's actually 2 days. They know it's a 2 days, but that package looks like it's just it is just for the 1 day that you're showing.
Yep.
So I think just maybe hyping up the 2 days, because there's a lot of stuff happening. I mean, I'm talking on August 2nd. You're talking. Nate Riggs is going to be there too, talking. And it's going to be a deep dive into a lot of really, really good, valuable stuff. Don't give that look on your face.
No. This is why I asked, though, because I go seek information anywhere, and I remember a couple years ago I sat in something, and it was pretty basic stuff, and the person was like, "You ought to be running the course," and I was actually talking on something a little bit later in that, but I was like, that's not it. Like, if I could pick up one quick nugget here that can actually help me do this better, I'm going to do it. And I do pick the brains of the people that, you know, I think, you know, have a tremendous amount of knowledge about it and respect it where it's coming from. And in fact, you know, I did go back and revise the Eventbrite registration based upon that feedback. Like, here's, you know, very specifically calling out day 1, optional, day 2. Good. I recorded a video that explains the different types of tickets at DOYO Live, which, by the way, we have August 2nd, deep dive workshops with you. You could get that ticket. You could come to the workshops only for $100. You could come to the actual event on August 3rd. Our early bird ticket prices just expired, but that's the all-day event where we've got our keynote, our breakout sessions, networking. And then you could get an all-inclusive at this point as well. Right. And so, you know, I really do try to respond to that. And we asked people in our post-event survey last year, the reason why we're having workshops is because people said, you know, we want more information. We want to walk away with a tangible item. So let's talk a little bit about that. Yeah. You were doing a 2-hour workshop for, I mean, primarily for women entrepreneurs.
I am. I mean, I think the bulk of the attendees will be women, but it's really not exclusive to women. It is about women entrepreneurship. It is called breaking the rules, pushing boundaries, and basically what it's going to be about is, let's face it, men and women, we're different, right? It has been mainly a man's world in the business world. Yep. For years, forever. Men have ruled everything and controlled everything, and now you see so many more women getting out into the workforce, becoming CEOs, and starting their own businesses. And there's a difference. There's just a difference between the way we are wired and you guys are wired. And there's not to say that one is better than the other. That's not the case at all. In fact, together, we make a really, really great team. But a lot of times, as women, we fall into this trap of trying to do things the way that men have always done it. And it just doesn't work for us because you guys are wired a lot different than we are. So the workshop is going to be talking about some of those differences and how to use them and how to do it when you're meeting with another client, how to recognize it, what are some different tips, because let's face it, for example, like women pick up more on facial responses, like I just made that comment about.
Well, you know what, first of all, I am the absolute best person to invite to a poker game because I just wear it on my sleeve. Well,
but women pick up that a lot quicker than men do. So women can read what men are saying. Men typically don't. I mean, and there's no fault. It's not a class that we take. It's just the way that we are. We're nurturers. We build relationships. Right. We pick on those things. And you guys are like the hunters and gatherers, right? Like, well, you guys are a little different.
Yeah, and I mean, to that point, so if you talk to a lot of men, guys in business, especially in sales, what do they want to do? They want to kill it. Yep. They want to crush it. Yes. And that's not conducive to growing a business.
No, but
I get the nomenclature, but really, you know, they're like, oh, he's killing it, he's crushing it, like. But on the other side of it, really, at the end of the day, women being innately nurturers and growers, it's actually a better business model to be around that.
Well,
it is.
Of course, I think that
I'm okay with that.
I think that it is. And like, again, it's not like, you know, men or women are better or worse than the other, but there's a way to complement each other. And I think that's what a lot of things that we're missing on both ends, with women and with men, that we can really complement each other and to understand different things. And that's what I'm going to be sharing. It's a lot about that because, you know, there is, even when you're dealing with a customer, you know, you may not get that deal, you may not get that account. It may have nothing to do with your product. Even if you do get the account, it may have nothing to do with your product, but the person is buying you. And sometimes those personalities are different, and you have to know when to use them. Like, I remember I was in outside sales before, and I am a relationship builder, of course, right? Right. Most of us are. And I had an appointment with a gentleman who was ex-Marine. So the mentality is totally different than what I am used to. It's just a challenge, right? But I knew I'd call in one of my male counterparts, and I'm like, you need to come with me because he's going to look at me like I'm an idiot, and I need you to have this conversation because you two are wired exactly the same way.
And that's okay.
And that's what happened. It is okay. It is okay. It's absolutely okay. And he did. He came in, and I just sat very quietly to myself, and he carried it. But it's recognizing when it is when you're going to meet with somebody and what that other person's, how they're wired, and how to complement that so that it does build a good relationship.
Yep. So very proud of the fact that 80% of the contributors to DOYO Live this year, we're one of the only marketing conferences in the country that are being carried by a female keynote speaker. Deborah Jasper, CEO of Mindset Digital, has headlined PubCon 2 times, which why that's significant is because it's the longest standing digital marketing conference in the United States. A number of our other speakers are female, and it's how it worked out, like in the contributors as well. I mean, we have people like on our committee like Jay Jackson, Melissa Nagy, contributing to our social media strategy, Amanda Lynch, yourself running workshops, and so it's a really cool thing. I think that, obviously we want to be, across the board. Ralph Fajak says, staggering stat, only 29% of the S&P 500 women are holding a CEO job. That's 5.8%. Yeah, that's
that
so,
has to change. You're right.
It really is. And so, I mean, look, I don't know what it is, just the way that it worked out this year or whatnot, but it was like just so many talented people that were submitting to be a part of DOYO Live, and our committee members and their contributions, and just maybe my comfortability level with it all. But I mean, like, again, like 80% of the people that are major contributors to our platform, whether they're speakers, breakout session leaders, or on the committee, or just working with us, are all female, and that's, I think, a really cool thing.
Yeah, I do.
So
too.
if I come to your session, which I'm going to be doing a workshop at the same time, what am I going to walk away with?
You're going to walk away with a lot of insight and things that maybe you've realized but didn't realize, right? So we're going to talk about some tips and tricks about working, how women are wired, how men are wired, what some of those differences are, how to work with the opposite sex, and how to collaborate to make things good. We're going to talk about some struggles that I see a lot of women entrepreneurs face when they try to start a business. A lot of times their business, when they want to start it, is treated as a hobby. When a man wants to start a business, it's treated like the woman is on board, and it's treated as like, this is it, let's do it, we're starting a career. When a woman does it, it's like, okay, let me know when that hobby's done. Right?
No, you're right. And
it's head trash. As a woman, it gets into your head, and it makes you feel like you're not able to do it. So we're going to talk about some of those things that happen to a lot of us, and how to overcome that, and how to move forward, and how to really make great relationships with men, and do business together.
That is awesome. So very excited about that. Deanna Fusillo from Sassy Media coming live from Gordy's. This is the DOYO Live Marketing Show. You can pick up tickets to our event, our August 3rd.
And 2nd.
Come to the workshop on August 2nd. Stay for August 3rd. We have over 15 hours of, we have over 15 breakout sessions. We have some serious depth. So people that are speaking at some of the most reputable marketing conferences in the country will be at DOYO Live. Our early bird ticket sales have ended, and now tickets are up to full price, which are $225 for the event only. If you use the promo code Facebook, you can save an additional 10%. Let's change subjects a little bit. Let's talk a little bit right now about what your favorite social media platform is and why.
Oh boy. Okay, so my favorite is actually Instagram. Okay, but I'm addicted to Facebook. So, but I mean, I'm just being honest. I would love to deactivate Facebook. I would love to get off of it completely.
Really?
I really would. I would, but I can't. I'm stuck there. We're all stuck there, and everybody refers back to Facebook. So it's like that necessary evil that you have to have.
Yeah, it's now the Microsoft of social media. I mean, they're going to play in every space possible. They're going to develop product to compete with other product. They want to keep you there longer. 1 in 4 or 5 views of the internet go to Facebook. I mean, so you
have to be there. Especially with what we do, we have to be there.
Right.
But Instagram is what I actually love. I love the images. I love seeing whatever the visual. I mean, that's what it is. It's all visual stuff. And I love now that you're able to save what you want, like the pictures, and you can make folders very similar to Pinterest. Right? So now you can make folders. So now I'm making folders of everybody's stuff like I did on Pinterest. and I could go back, and I just love it. I love everything Instagram does.
Are you on stories? Are you doing stories?
Oh gosh, not the way I should. I know. It's like one of those things. I need to do more stories, but I don't.
Do you think that it's getting more difficult? You know, Facebook or social media is always very personal, and always very immediate as well.
Yeah.
And so, from a person that has managed a number of businesses' social media, do you see as stories are becoming more and more prevalent in social media, is it becoming more and more difficult for an organization to find somebody to manage their social media because of that? Like, you can't manage Snapchat without being in the business, right? So what do you think the future of the social media manager looks like from an outsourcing perspective?
Oh wow, yeah, that's a really good point, and it is becoming more of a challenge, with doing all these lives and being right there, and you can't, it's
Right.
challenging. I guess maybe the quick fix is like sending the videos over and uploading the videos, but it is more of a challenge. So
I mean, this live strategy right now is you can only execute that by, number one, they've got to be willing. So
yeah.
The challenge is that when brands got on Facebook, I mean, live for me feels like 2007 all over again with Facebook, where people were like posting stuff, I'm brushing my teeth, and we were like, I don't care, like people were brushing their teeth because nobody knew what to post.
Right.
And then we started documenting and sending pictures of our kids being born on Facebook and documenting our medical and our life journal. And people are like, oh, that's really cool. But now, now we've crossed this chasm to video.
Yeah.
And I'm at the park with my kids, and I'm very comfortable taking a picture of my kids at the park and posting it. But now I'm like, oh, I'm going to go live from the park with my kids.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, oh, that's a little bit icky. And she's always right.
Yeah.
My wife.
Well, I love your wife.
Right.
I love her.
She's like, do you really want to do that? I'm like, well, I think that in 12 to 24 months, everybody's going to be very comfortable with remember we used to freak out with Facebook Live, but now we don't. And we Facebook Live our gender reveal party, which was
I saw that. Congratulations.
Thank you. And so, brands, businesses are coming around to the notion, well, it used to be, I don't want to be on Facebook because I can't control the message. And then businesses are like, oh, wait a minute. The more positive reviews and the more positive stuff I have out there, I'm going to live through some negative stuff.
Yeah.
So now I don't see many, it's still early. Businesses aren't adopting the live strategy, but as they come to this conclusion that they're going to have to,
yeah.
I wonder how the person, I think we're just going to have to get paid more.
Well, yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Because you're not going to be able to,
Absolutely.
you're not going to be able to do live with 10 different customers. It's going to, it's going to be, you can't be everywhere at one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. No, but I definitely think that more businesses, I think people are starting to get it a lot more too. I know with a lot of my clients, they're recognizing that they need to do live and they need to upload videos and they need to be present, and I think they're getting it, where before, even just using Facebook was a struggle with so many.
Right.
They didn't, they're like, oh, well, my nephew knows how to do stuff on Facebook, so I'll just have him do it.
Well, we're still there too.
I know we are
right?
still there, but I also see people starting to pay attention and starting to listen to what we're saying. They're starting to realize, hey, this Facebook isn't just a kid's platform. This really is something that's going to drive business. This is something we need to start taking serious.
Andrea DePaulo dropping by. I hope everything is well with you, Andrea. Valley Digital Services, a year-long sponsor of DOYO Live Digital Marketing Interactive Design Conference on August 2nd and 3rd. We're with Deanna Fusillo, who's running a workshop on August 2nd at DOYO Live, coming back for her second go-around, and a big supporter, and very appreciative of that as well. We are live at Gordy Sandwich Shop in Boardman, Ohio, and they are serving up some amazing stuff, and we're just doing this because we love Gordy.
Oh, I absolutely love
Right.
Gordy. I'm so thankful for Gordy, because when I started, honestly, well, first off, as a single mom, right, I was here all the time when my boys were little. And I would call Gordy, and she would have all the food prepped for me. I would take it. Did I not? And I would lie. Because I don't cook, so I would lie and say that I made dinner, and my boys would take a bite and say, "This is from Gordy." I would totally know. I love Gordy.
That's what we're here for, guys. We're here to help make dinner time easy, lunch time.
Yeah, I mean you've got the takeout, take and bake, right?
Yeah, takeaway cuisine.
Takeaway cuisine.
We're now launching delivery through the Valley Delivery.
Yes.
So guys, hey, anytime you need Gordy's, just pick up the phone, and now you have delivery as well.
All right, so Gordy, what is your guilty indulgence when it comes to food?
From Gordy's? I mean, that is like
a loaded question, anything.
You could be very biased in this conversation right now, but
oh wow,
what's your big guilty pleasure?
He loves putting you on the spot.
Oh my gosh.
I will tell you this: that one of my top threes right now is this figure
This
of
is mine
sandwich.
too.
Yeah,
I swear to God, like
honestly,
I
I do
crave
too.
this.
That's great, and it's great with a glass of wine. And speaking of wine, we're going to launch Bring Your Own Booze. So you'll be able to come in with a bottle of wine, whatever you like, and so that's great. It pairs up really great with that. Honestly,
nice.
like if it's something on my menu, probably the porchetta, Y-Town, the Y-Town porchetta. I make homemade greens, and they're spicy with kale and lots of garlic, and then my house-made porchetta. So we're starting to launch more house-made specialties. So we're actually remodeling our menu. So we remodeled our store, and now we're remodeling the menu. So with that said, there's going to be a lot of surprises coming up too. So
I love it.
So you guys will have to check it out. Guilty pleasures. I eat anything and everything. We plan our day around food. I mean, be honest, guys. Don't we? Like, okay, what are we having for breakfast? And by midday, you're like thinking of dinner, and then the next breakfast, the next day. We're always thinking of food. And it's one thing that we have so much in common with. We love to eat. We're passionate about food. We're passionate about that. No matter what type of culture or ethnicity that you are, we love food, and it's one thing that we can really kind of do together. And we have so much in common when it comes to that. So, and I love our food. I love the people. We have the best clients, and I'm really happy to have you guys. So I hope that you guys can all come out and check everything out.
Definitely come out.
Definitely got to get here.
Come out to the event, obviously in August. I'm pumped to be there as well. Such a talented crew, and it's so nice to showcase the talent that we have in Youngstown. You know, sometimes we're kind of like silent out there, and we're really kind of making ourselves known out in the community. Like, we have a lot of talent when it comes to food, everything. Like, we have some talented people. So come out there, support each other, learn a lot from these two. You'll learn a lot. I'm still learning as well. So. So enjoy the weekend, and just enjoy.
Can you do 10 rapid fire questions with us?
Sure.
Okay, and you're on the spot too.
Oh God, is this like last night?
Oh, it is? You recorded last night?
I did it last night with Adriana.
Simply Slavic Fest next Saturday. You got to come out for that. We may be there next year, making our chavapi sausage. So come out and support that event as well. So had to give a shout out to my Slavic peeps out there.
I love it.
All right, early bird or night owls?
I would say early bird.
I'm a night owl.
Really?
Yes, I am.
Interesting. iPhone or Android?
Android.
iPhone, and I'm very technically challenged, so yeah, iPhone.
What's on your screensaver?
My boys.
Nice.
My babies.
Actually, it's my parents. So a picture of them from the old country.
Lovely. Love it. All right, this is going to probably create a little bit of controversy.
Oh,
and
no.
give both of you, maybe a little bit of trouble. Best pizza in Youngstown.
Oh, boy.
Can I plead the fifth? Like Andy Cohen, anybody watch Andy Cohen out there? Plead the fifth. Honestly,
Gordy, you can, because
so
you are in the food business, and I don't want to see you get in trouble.
There's so many different types, and it's like, and I'm not originally, from this town, but what I have tried, there are so many wonderful pizza
There really are.
establishments out there. So you all should be proud, whoever's watching that owns a pizza shop. Truly, truly talented. So I don't think I'm going to answer that question.
I'll go first to make this easy for you.
What makes you think of your child? What about your favorite?
Nana's Kitchen. Nana's Kitchen.
Oh.
Hands down. Cannot compete with that.
Yeah.
She makes her own homemade pizza.
Yeah, I remember my grandfather's pizza, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was definitely good.
If I gotta
my husband Stephen makes good pizza. So we've grown up in the pizza industry. So.
Yeah. I would have to say I'm going to go with Avalon because my son works there.
Okay, there we go.
And I want him to keep working there.
Shout out to Avalon.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are awesome out there.
That's great.
Keep them employed.
And you know what? If you ever want to create a mess, Facebook lets you do recommendations now, right?
Yeah.
And they have for about a year. So if you ever want to test it out, just go to say anyone want to make a recommendation for pizza in Youngstown, Ohio. You will have 1,000 responses before like an hour.
We should do that as a test and just see how many responses we get.
I would love to do it. If I could do it from a page, I would.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Prosciutto or sopressata?
Prosciutto.
Prosciutto.
We agree on something.
And she says it so well. All right, what's one book that you would recommend that everybody reads?
The Saint, the Surfer, and the CEO.
Nice.
Yeah. Great book. Life-changing book. It's awesome. By Robin Sharma. Love it.
Great. We'll put that in the show notes.
You know what? I don't know. I'm all about the cookbooks, guys. All about the kitchen. Anything about the cooking in the kitchen. I don't read a lot, which I should read more, but when I do read, it's really recipes and that type of thing. So
I've got three books on recipes that are my go-to. I got Bobby Flay, Boy and His Grill. I've got Mario Batali, which is way too complicated for me.
Yeah.
Like and then recipes from Arthur Avenue in the real Little Italy, in the real in the Bronx in New York City.
Oh wow.
Where, you know,
I just go to Gordy's. No cookbook needed.
You were probably asked this question last night. Wine, liquor, or beer?
Actually, I wasn't.
You weren't?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to say liquor.
Right on.
Liquor. Vodka and Apple Crown.
Not together.
No, not together, no. Not together, but those are my two favorites.
Gordy.
I'll have to say Dago red wine. My father made homemade wine, and since I was a little one, I enjoyed that dry red wine, and I do like beer too, guys. I've really transitioned over the years from a wine drinker into enjoying the craft beer, so I'm learning a lot more about that too.
I am learning a bit more about beers
and
now.
I'm a big Bloody Mary fan.
Yeah.
So I really kind of hit all categories.
You celebrate
all of them.
The entire catalog,
I do.
which is amazing.
I don't want to discriminate anywhere.
Bloody Marys are more like meals in a glass.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We do. Yes. Rap, rock, or country?
This I was asked last night.
Uh-oh.
I said rock.
And it's not changed.
No, it's not. No, I like rock. I definitely listen to rock. I don't like rap. I do like country too, though.
Did you go to U2 the other night?
I did not. No.
That was not last night. That was 2 nights.
2 nights ago. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. I need to go to more summer concerts.
I got a
There's
Bono
so much
story.
fun. Go, tell it.
Rap, rock, or country?
Okay.
Oh my gosh. When it comes to music, I really love it all. I have to say rap, but kind of like the lighter rap, not like
the lighter rap.
Yeah, if that's even something.
Gordy's not really into the gangster rap as much as she's into the lighter rap.
I like to dance. I like to jam. I'm going to what concert is it coming up?
Pitbull?
I'm going to Pitbull,
guys.
Okay,
awesome.
Pitbull
well,
worldwide.
I will see you there. I'm really pumped about that. So yeah.
Are you?
But I love all kinds of music, and I really, even here we play all different types of music. So, and I think again, going with the food and the culture and everything, there's so many things we have in common and that we like, and it just depends on your mood too.
Right on. Right.
Yep, definitely.
Absolutely. So, food and music definitely are things that are memorable. Can bring you back to a spot where you had a dinner or an experience with music. We'll close this out with best piece of business advice you've ever gotten.
Know your brand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was from Sherron Osborne.
Sherron
Ozzy's wife. Ironically. Yeah. And she had one of those Twitter chats.
No kidding.
And I asked her, for a piece of advice, and that's what she said.
Gordy.
Honestly, I have to say, just focus on what you do best and stay true to yourself. Be passionate, just show that passion. And when you do that, other people see it.
So true.
Good stuff. So thank you, Gordy, for giving us a home today. Get to Gordy Sandwich Shop. It is amazing here. Thank you, Deanna Fusillo at Sassy Girl Media. Appreciate and respect everything that you're doing as well. DOYO Live August 2nd and 3rd, and we'd love to see you there. Thanks so much.